Is enough really enough?
It is officially time for a new vision.
Did you?
Okay, cool.
Hold on a second, babe.
Value, which cannot be taken away by anyone or anything.
Hey everybody, welcome to A Shonda at Large, where we discuss faith, family, and the future of our community. And before we get started, I want to invite you as always to like as well as to subscribe to this channel if you have not already done so, and don't forget to hit that notification bell. I'm going to go ahead and get into today. It's going to be a short video. I'm not really going to get into a lot of dissecting and discussing what took place with George Floyd, the man who was murdered in plain sight by these mobster gangsters with badges in Minneapolis, Minnesota. I'm not going to get into too much of the psychology behind that because it's evident, it's clear that this is something that we as a people are continuously facing. And what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to speak to the reality that this should be for us even more of a clear example as to why it is that we are the dry bones of Ezekiel. When you think about what George Floyd said, that I can't breathe, of course that reminds us of Eric Garner in New York as he was also being suffocated. The life was being taken out of him by those New York mobsters over there, all over some cigarettes, loose cigarettes. And George Floyd, the accusation was forgery, misdemeanor crime. You had people like Lori Loughlin who did way worse with these college admissions where she was allowing her daughter to go in and cheat through the SATs and so many other celebrities that got caught up in the melee of this this fraud. And this woman, how long did she spend in jail? A few days. Her and Felicity Huffman spent a few days in jail. But this man's life, George Floyd, is taken from him. But in particular, he said, I can't breathe. I can't breathe. Well, think about it. The word breath is pneuma in the Hebrew. And when we think about the fact that the Most High Yah, when he created Adam, he breathed life into him. He became a living soul. First, he was just an inanimate object as he sat there in the dust from which he was created. But once he breathed his pneuma into him, he became a living soul. That breath is key. That breath is under attack. But it is that very breath that the Most High Yah said to Ezekiel when he told him to prophesy to these dry bones, that he was going to breathe life into us once again. Y'all, our people have been so destroyed, dismantled psychologically, emotionally, spiritually, physically, have been destroyed. We do look like dead men in many ways. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to include in this discussion, in this video, I'm going to include a link to a spoken word piece I did a while back that I believe that is imperative for us to listen to, because it speaks to this very understanding of why it is that we need to wake up, why it is that we cannot allow people to keep us sleeping and in the dark, people with ulterior motives, people like the Pharisees and the Sadducees that profit off of the Roman occupiers. They profit off of it. They get their positions, they get their finances by keeping us down as a people. People like the urban apologists that will ignore things like this. We can no longer allow these people to get away with keeping us ignorant to who we are. Why? Because these dry bones need to wake up. We need life breathed back into us. We need to understand that all the religious games, all of these political games that are being played between Republican and Democrat, and whose slave master is going to own us, which slave master is going to own us, it has to stop. Because I don't care what law they say that they're going to pass. I don't care that they fired these mobsters. It is time that we understand that everything that we're facing right now, we're facing it because the Most High Yah is trying to get our attention. When you even think about COVID-19 and think about what's happening in the hospitals, that the doctors are allowing these respirators to essentially take the breath out of the bodies of our men and women who have this disease. They're using the respirator in a way that is unproductive. It's like one doctor explained it, it's like taking a person from low ground and putting them on Mount Everest and expecting them to be able to breathe. Putting them on the top of Mount Everest and expecting them to be able to breathe off of that. That's what these respirators are doing. And they know what they're doing. They know that their intention is to steal our breath. The breath is the key. The breath is the key, and we need the Holy Spirit. We need the Ruach HaKodesh to breathe life back into us. He's allowing us to see this in patterns so that we would understand who we are, that we would understand as a people why it is that it's time for us to wake up. Now, some people think, again, that it means wake up to black militia violence. That's not what we are to be waking up to. What we need to wake up to is the reality of our identity. Because when we understand who we are as a people, then we will unite under the banner of the Most High Yah. We will allow him to go before us and to be the man of war that he is, so that he can judge this wicked nation. We will allow him to do what he did the first time to our enemies in Egypt. You see, it was not our ancestors who took up swords to protect themselves against the first Egyptian hostility against us. And it is not in taking up swords that's going to free us this time either. He freed us then, and he'll free us now. But we are the ones who have to wake up. We are the ones who have to realize that our breath is being taken from us. So we have to see the pattern. We have to see what's going on so that we can have life breathed back into us. Now, my condolences to George Floyd's family. Absolutely, sincerely give all condolences to them, because I know that this is a moment that they're wrestling with a ton of emotions and they need support. They need support from our community like never before. But I tell you what, we've got to wake up. We've got to wake our brothers and sisters up all around us so that they would understand that what we're seeing are signs. We're seeing the manifestation of the sons of God. Do you not understand that the word says that the earth groans in anticipation for the manifestation of the sons of the Most High Yah? The earth isn't groaning over what is happening to us, what is happening to our men in the streets, what's happening to our women. So we have to get to a point and a place where we begin to connect the dots for others so that they don't think that the answer is in physical retaliation. Because the answer is not in physical retaliation. We've got to allow the Most High Yah to be our defense. Because when he does it, he's going to do it right. You understand what I'm saying? He's going to do it right, and he's going to do it all the way, 100%. I just wanted to come to y'all quickly with this, just to offer my perspective on it. Because at the end of the day, I see that what we're dealing with is very spiritual. We might look at this and say, oh, this is physical and we need to blow out the brains of these people. But I'm telling you, at the end of the day, we're just knocking off pawns and not dealing with the king. We have to be able to see the forest for the trees. It's not that one police officer that put his knee on George Floyd's neck. It's not just him. It's an entire demonic system that has been used against us. But we have to wake up to the reality of who we are so that we will no longer succumb to the tactics and wiles of Satan. So taking out a pawn does not win the chess game. Taking out 4 pawns doesn't win the chess game. We've got to go after the king. And the only way we go after the king is if we align ourselves with our king. We've got to align ourselves with the King of Kings in order to go after these lesser kings, these pharaohs because they will come crashing down. They will understand that the great I am will judge, that the great I am will deliver. He will deliver his people. Those are my thoughts. I definitely want to hear yours below in the comment section. So please take time to leave your comment. Share this video, guys. Like I said, please check out that poem. It's called Cursed. Check it out. I will pin it in the comment section. Check it out. Share it. Matter of fact, I want y'all to listen to that poem and share that poem more than you share even this video, because a ton of people are going to be addressing this situation with George Floyd. But again, this is one situation that is reflective of a much larger problem. So we need to get to the root of this. So please listen to that poem, share that piece. For those who don't have 30 and 40 and 50 minutes to invest in understanding right now what has happened to us as a people, that 2-minute poem should be able to capsize what it is that we're dealing with on a spiritual level. So definitely check that out. And as always, love yourself without hating your enemies. And until next time, Yah bless and Salamah.